beats up on
Wait,
Wisconsin.
they beat who?
Alrighty, welcome into Power 4 Picks, Week 5 already of the college football season. I am Ethan, and I am in the host chair today because Wyatt is on assignment for us. He is on vacation in Hawaii. Well, not really, has a wedding. Gone for the week, though, so Ben, you might know him from Intentional Lounging, potentially
Yes,
Tapping Vegas, maybe the waiver wire lives on Tuesday nights. He's also filled in for myself on Power 4 Picks in previous years. So, Ben, welcome in. Before we get into our picks, how you been? What have you thought about college football thus far, and how you feeling about the games that we're going over here this week?
I feel a lot better about my Buckeyes than I do about my performance going over these plays, but I've listened to quite a bit of college football over the last couple of days trying to get ready for this show, so I feel like I am coming into it with a pretty good idea of what I think is going to happen in these games. I heard that Wyatt is on assignment testing 40 times for the Hawaii cheerleaders. Is that correct? And doing like something about testing ACL integrity?
That's the word on the street. I haven't heard from him.
That's a tough job. I would hate to be around a bunch of college chicks in Hawaii right now. So
Yeah, no, it sounds rough. So hurry back, Wyatt.
yeah.
Well, let's get into the plays. We have the best week so far of college football, 4 ranked games, and then we do have one non-ranked game, but we'll start with that one. Still a really good matchup here. We have the 22nd ranked Notre Dame heading to Arkansas, currently unranked. Arkansas plus 4.5, home underdogs, over under a whopping 64.5. Ben, I'm going to send it to you first. I do have Wyatt's picks with me as well.
Okay.
So I'll give those out after we both go. And I guess before I get your picks, I know, guys, the record doesn't look good. 7-13-1 off of a really bad 0-4-1 week. That being said, I won my official plays. I am up units on the year in college football, so I know it's been a rough start to the show. We always get better as the season goes on, so don't jump off. Follow me on Twitter X at eBambers26 for the official plays. But yeah, I know it was a tough week. We will bounce back. Ben, Notre Dame, Arkansas, what is your take for this first game here?
Yeah, I got to say, following you guys last year, you both did very well in the season. So record-wise, starting, it always looks bad in the beginning sometimes. You either start hot, you start slow. I trust you guys to turn it around here, but I don't know how much these defenses are going to be able to turn it around this year. I'm hoping that Notre Dame's able to turn it around a little bit. Had an incredible run last year. Very, very rough start to start this year. I like Notre Dame in this game just because if this, like you said, high total for this one. So if this game does get away, I think it gets away on the side of Notre Dame here. Arkansas, good offense, but I don't know if they have exactly the pieces or the ability to keep up with Notre Dame. Just the way that a team that we all thought would make the college football playoffs, probably, it's hard to say probably will still make the college playoffs, but still are very much so alive in the race. So I will take Notre Dame here to get the work done.
Yeah, I don't blame you there. If they do win out, they probably do make the college football playoff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to lean Arkansas plus the points. It's not one that I feel super confident about. I'm not eager to go bet this game, but yeah, Notre Dame obviously struggled weeks 1 and 2 against Miami and Texas A&M, or not weeks 1 and 2, but their first games. I believe it was actually weeks 1 and 3, I think. But lost to those good teams. Lost to Texas A&M by a point, a little bit better than Arkansas. They do go beat up on Purdue last week, so they got that first win under their belt, which should be a momentum builder for them. Now traveling to just a gritty Arkansas team, SEC opponent. Arkansas off 2 back-to-back tough losses. lost to Memphis in just a really disappointing way. They were up 18 points in that game, 28-10, and really just gave it all back to Memphis. Memphis had 3rd and 8 and were stopped at the line of scrimmage by their quarterback running the ball. Quarterback carried a 350-pound defender 9 yards for a first down. Arkansas never got the ball back. So just a tough way to lose that game. This is their first of 3 straight ranked games: Notre Dame, Tennessee, Texas A&M. I always like to look at that first, the unranked team in that first game against the ranked teams. Obviously, if you can start out with a win against the first one, it takes a lot of the pressure off for the next ones. And yeah, they've just been playing games close. Lost by 6 to Ole Miss, at Ole Miss. Lost by 1 at Memphis. Now they get to come home, play Notre Dame. I do think Notre Dame wins the game. I'm going to lean plus the 4.5 with Arkansas on this game. But again, it's not a play that I'm necessarily in love with here. Don't know if I'll bet it. And Wyatt is with me on this one. He does like Arkansas plus the 4.5 in this game.
Go Razorbacks.
Go Razorbacks. Actually, I hope Notre Dame wins, but go Razorbacks for the cover.
Yeah.
Next game up, another noon Eastern start. That was also a noon Eastern start there. We have 21st ranked USC heading to 23rd ranked Illinois, a Big Ten matchup. Illinois, a 6.5 point road or home underdog here. Over under 60.5. I will start with this game here, and I'm going to lean Illinois catching the 6.5 points. Now, if you've tuned in the first couple weeks of Power 4, Wyatt and I have both looked to fade Illinois. Not a believer in their top 10 rank coming into the season. Now just got shellacked by Indiana. They're still in the top 25. If they lose this week, surely they'll be out of the top 25 and probably won't make their way back in. But I do think they keep this game close. Like I just said, they just got shellacked by Indiana, 63-10. I think that was a wake-up call for Illinois. They now welcome in USC, a noon Eastern game, which means 9 a.m. body clock for USC.
Good point.
They just had a bad they were in a good scheduling spot when Michigan State had to go to USC, play at 11 p.m., finish that game at a 2 a.m. body clock time for Michigan State. Now it kind of gets reversed here on USC. USC, they're rolling. I am actually pretty high on USC coming into this season. They did get the win over Purdue and Michigan State to start the season 2-0 in Big Ten play, but those are 2 of the worst teams in the Big Ten. So first real test on the road. Don't like that they have to travel cross country for an early start game. They have a bye after this, but after that they do have Michigan. You know, I'm not as high on Michigan as, say, Wyatt is, but it's a team that's off a year removed from a national championship. Obviously, when you're looking at your schedule, the teams like Michigan, the Notre Dame that they have after Michigan, the Oregon, those are the teams that jump out more than Illinois. So I'm not going to call it necessarily a look-ahead spot here for USC, but I just don't think the spot is great for them. Traveling to Illinois, who I think comes out with their hair on fire. They absolutely need a redemption from last week. Probably can't wait to hit that field and get that Indiana loss behind them. 6.5, we're going to lean Illinois. Wyatt is with me on that one as well. But, Ben, where are you looking here in this Big Ten matchup?
You said it. You're wearing an Oregon hat. You're wearing an Alabama shirt. Who's your team?
Sparty.
Who did Sparty just lose to?
USC.
You hating, man. Listen, this is what I think. I think that USC is going to go in. Give me dub digits on USC.
Really?
Go in, blow out Illinois, man. Illinois knew they were fraudulent. Now they get blown out, and I think USC is going to come in and say, hey, you might not even need to pull your pants back up. It's belt to ass times 2, man. I just think they're going to come in here, spank this Illinois team. USC, man, the players they're pulling versus the players that Illinois is pulling, and hey, this isn't any hate on Illinois. I was actually scouted by Illinois my senior year, so I have a little piece in my heart that does like the Fighting Illini, but I'm on USC here, man. I think they do come in and take care of business. I think that loss took a toll on Illinois because I think even starting the season, there's that little piece in the back of your mind. It's like, I don't know if we're top 10, but like I like that we're here. We're going to try to play like it. And you get beat like that, those voices become louder. And so I'm a little worried. Things turn sideways. Things could turn ugly in this game. At home, too, for Illinois. It's not going to be a happy fan section that I want to sit in.
Yeah, I can't blame you for taking that. And ultimately, I think USC is fighting for a playoff spot come the end of the year. USC is probably out of the ranking. So, yeah, definitely don't blame you for looking at the USC side in that game. Let's move on to 3:30 Eastern start time, an SEC matchup, the first of two that we will be talking about. LSU heading to Ole Miss. Both teams 4-0. LSU currently ranked 4th in the nation. Ole Miss ranked 13th. Ole Miss, 1.5-point home favorite here, over under 54.5. I'll send this one back to you first. What way are you looking in this SEC matchup, LSU versus Ole Miss?
So I'm glad that we're two guys talking about these games, because right now it's not good times being a young ho or Ole Miss right now, because I am taking LSU in this game. I just think players are a lot better. I don't believe in Ole Miss. I know there's like a lot of hype going in, talking about their quarterback. I just can't get on board, man. LSU has really impressed me this year, and I think that they keep rolling, and it's hard not to say LSU ranked at 4. It's hard to argue that. I do really think that this is a top 5 team. I think they come in. I think they get it done. What do you think?
Yeah, it took us long enough, but we will agree on this one. I am with you here. I like LSU. Again, I don't know if I'm going to play this game, but yeah, I'm just not fully bought into Ole Miss. They probably do have the better resume well, it's tough to even say that. They have a win against Kentucky on the road. They have a win against Arkansas at home. We just talked about the Arkansas game. That was a close, hard-fought battle that they ended up winning by 6 points. So they're 2-0 in the SEC already. They do have Washington State on deck, so an out-of-conference game, and that's after a bye week. So no look-ahead spot here for Ole Miss. But LSU has a bye on deck as well. They've started off, they got the win over Florida, win over Clemson that doesn't look nearly as good now as what it did after that win. But yeah, this is the biggest test thus far for both teams. And, well, I guess Clemson was a big test for LSU coming into the season before Clemson knew that they were going to be as bad as they are.
Right.
So I think that they were battle tested. They already have a huge win on their schedule on the road. This one, they should be a little bit more prepared for as well, even though they won that first game against Clemson. Having another ranked team on the road, I trust that they're going to be prepared for that. Garrett Nussmeier, obviously at quarterback for LSU, just a Heisman candidate coming into the season. Hasn't quite lived up to the hype coming in, but I still think there's something there. I think he's going to turn it on here for the last part of the season. And then one thing I do just have to bring up, and I don't know how to really handicap this, but did you see that Ole Miss head coach Lane Kiffin's daughter became public on Monday dating LSU's star linebacker?
Take the over.
That's what he says. Take the over. So, yeah, maybe you play the over, but that would also insinuate that Ole Miss runs up the score. Hard to run up the score when you're losing. So, yeah, right. I don't know. I'll lean LSU on that one. Wyatt's going to make it a three-peat. He also likes LSU in that game.
Good.
Let's move on to the two juggernaut games of the day, both 7:30 Eastern start times. If you don't have two TVs, probably should buy a second one because you're going to want these games side by side. We're going to start with the Big Ten matchup. Oregon heading to Penn State to face the Nittany Lions. Penn State 3.5 home favorites, over under 51.5. I will start with this game here. Little bit of a homer pick maybe, but I'm going to take a small lean on Oregon plus the 3.5 points. But again, it's just not a play that I love. We saw these teams play last year. Oregon actually beat Penn State in the Big Ten championship game and then got screwed for winning. They said, hey, you just won the Big Ten. You got to go play Ohio State in the college football playoff. Congratulations. We're going to give Penn State Boise State, I believe, is who they played.
Crazy.
So, typically I'd look for a revenge spot out of Penn State, but I think, they're not dumb. They realize what happened when they lost that game, that they got the favorable matchup and they ultimately went further in the playoff than Oregon because of that. Yeah, it's not a great spot for Oregon. They have to travel cross country, play in a Penn State whiteout, which, in my opinion, is the strongest home field advantage in all of college football, is the Penn State night game. So I do think this line is fair. But Oregon, they do things that other teams don't do offensively, and they have for years, that I think are just hard to adjust to and hard to stop. Also, Penn State, their biggest knock ever since they've been relevant is head coach. Oh, I can't think of his first name. Franklin can't win the big game. I believe against AP top 10 teams. I think I heard today he's 4-20 all time straight up against top 10 teams. So, yeah, I don't trust Franklin here. He hasn't shown that he can win the big game yet. You know, he did have a little bit of playoff success, but ultimately that was against inferior opponents. You know, over a field goal on Oregon. I liked Oregon coming in as a potential national champion. I don't believe in Penn State. I know Drew Allar, their quarterback, is getting some hype. You know, already mock drafts have him going as the number 1 overall pick next year. I'm not bought into Allar very much. Not going to be bought into Franklin in the big game here. Yes, I think their home field advantage is huge, and that could come into play. But I'm going to lean on Oregon plus the 3.5 here. What are your thoughts on this one?
I'll keep mine a little shorter, and you touched on it a couple times. If I'm getting just a 3.5, I think that home field advantage matters to me. And I think this is going to be also a revenge game, like you were saying. Revenge game against Oregon. They have a lot of guys returning, and I think that left a bitter taste in their mouth. Even though they did get the better seed, still just, you're not Big Ten champions. You didn't win the championship, so last year you were nothing. Like, at least Oregon can say they won the Big Ten championship. They can say that, but I feel like they're going to come in. They got a little bit something to prove. If Penn State quarterback, if he can limit the mistakes and just play smart ball, then I think they do win this game. It's going to be a close one. It's going to be a sweater. I don't blame you one bit for taking the points, because I could see Oregon winning outright. And now you're getting them plus the points. It makes sense, but I think I'll just have to go Penn State here, because also Penn State was one of like the teams I was on this year for the Big Ten. So I'm going to keep riding them until the wheels fall off.
Wyatt agrees with you. He does like Penn State to cover in this game here. So I am I'm the man on the island in this one, when Wyatt is the man on the island for the week. But we're going to finish up here with our last game, and we're going to head down. For those of you that tuned into our intentional lounging show, we're going to head close to Houston for this game.
Hey, what team plays out there?
That would be the Texans, my friend.
Yeah, that's shot worthy. That's 7.
And if you don't understand what we're talking about, that means you didn't watch intentional lounging. So if you are looking to bet the NFL this weekend, go check out our intentional lounging replay up at our site, Better and Green, on YouTube right now. We go over every game on the board for NFL Week 4. So don't want to miss that. That whole segment will make a lot more sense when you check that out. So check that one out at Better and Green on YouTube. While you're there, consider hitting the subscribe button for us. We did hit 1,100. Looking to grow even more. Smash the like button if you like this video. Drop us a comment down below as well. Let us know if you have any locks for the college football slate on Saturday. But Ben, let's wrap up here with another SEC matchup. The Alabama Crimson Tide heading to Georgia, one of the biggest rivalries in college football. Georgia, a 3-point home favorite, over under 52.5. I got the Bama shirt on, so I'm going to take the pleasure of closing this one out. I will send it to you. Give myself a little breather here. What are you looking at? Bama, Georgia.
I don't want to be the guy that comes in and takes all the favorites, but how do I not take Georgia here, man? I just think Georgia's looked like a great team so far. And both these teams have looked really good. It's hard to take away anything from either of these guys. Both these are just traditionally get the best players in the country and are elite teams. So it's hard not to pick them. I'm taking Georgia. And, it's just funny because I did take Bama. I think you and me both took Bama to win the SEC. I'm going to take Georgia to win this game. It's gonna make it hard, but Georgia being home, I think that matters here. And I think Georgia's had more success lately, and I think they have a better chance of winning this game now. That's what I think.
Okay. Yeah, I like Bama in this game plus the 3, and I actually think Bama. I think they win outright.
Okay.
And this is actually probably my favorite play on the board. This is one I'll probably end up betting. But you look at Georgia on paper; they look nice, 3-0, but they haven't really been impressive. They pulled one out of their you-know-what against Tennessee. They should have lost that game. Had an uninspiring win against Austin Peay, 28-6. Uninspiring win against Marshall. I mean, it's hard to say uninspiring when you win by 38 points, but you're at home in your season opener against Marshall.
That's fair.
I don't know that. Actually, let me check that. I don't know if they covered that spread. They did not, 38.5. So half point from covering.
Oh my God.
Whatever. We'll take that out. But now, obviously, they have Bama, their biggest rival. Both teams had a bye leading up to this, so they both had extra time to prep. But for Bama, I think the game that they watched of Bama, if they've watched Bama this year, was week 1 at Florida State. Florida State, who had 2 wins last season, and Bama got just destroyed in that game, just beat up and down the field, 31-17 final. Lose that game as a double or a 2-touchdown favorite.
Scary.
And everyone jumped off Bama. It was the same thing that people did for the Lions when the Lions lost to Green Bay week 1. Everyone jumped off Detroit, said, the time's passed them by, and it was an overreaction. Bama comes out the next week, slashes UL Monroe 73-0, beats up on Wisconsin.
They beat who?
UL Monroe, national title contender.
Sorry, my bad.
But yeah, now they head to Georgia. Obviously, the biggest game thus far on their schedule. The start of a 4-game stretch of ranked opponents: Georgia, Vanderbilt, Missouri, Tennessee. This one means the most to them. I think Bama wins the SEC. I think Bama makes the college football playoff. I think Bama wins the national championship this year.
Dang.
Yeah, I think it's kind of it's hard to say buy low spot on Bama, but I believe since that loss to Florida State, it's kind of been that buy low spot. I took them against UL Monroe. I leaned them against Wisconsin. I'm going to take them again here against Georgia. I do think Alabama's the play. +3. Yeah, that's probably the right line because they're at Georgia, but ultimately I think Alabama would be favored on a neutral field here. I think Bama's the better team, so I'm going to take Alabama +3 as my play. And Wyatt will agree with me on that one. He also likes Alabama. So, guys, that will wrap it for college football week 5. Again, I can't believe it's already 5 weeks into the college football season.
Crazy.
Time flies when football season is back. I mean,
yeah,
we're heading to week 4 NFL already. It's just October's right around the corner. But yeah, before we sign off here, Ben, anything else that you want to say before we get out of here?
Thanks for having me, man. I had everybody in the comments, hey, love me, hate me, throw something down there for us. Let us know who you guys are on for these games and any other games you kind of want us to hit and cover, maybe some like week 6 games you guys are interested in.
Yeah, appreciate you being here. Thank you for filling in. This would have been very tough to do by myself with a 10-minute camera that shuts off about 8.5 minutes in. So would have been very tough to get all of these plays in. So I thank you for joining me. And guys, just to do a quick plug here, we don't only do college football or NFL. We cover everything here at Better and Green. So if you're looking for NFL week 4 picks, like we just said, Better and Green YouTube, we do have our intentional lounging show out there, breaking down every single game on the board for NFL week 4. Bobby and Ben last night went live for their UFC MMA show, Tapping Vegas, breaking down the card for Saturday. So if you're interested in betting that, check that out. Aaron will have an EPL article out for the weekend slate of Premier League soccer. I'll have a NASCAR video out. doing daily baseball. Playoffs are about to start. That's when we really start heating up in baseball. So cover everything at Better and Green. But Ben, thanks again for joining me. Guys,
Absolutely.
Thank you for viewing. If you have not subscribed already, please consider doing so. Smash the like button for us. Drop us a comment. Let us know if you have a best bet for the Saturday card. And until next time, guys, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.
Peace, guys.
Welcome to Better and Green, eh? To Better and Green, eh? To Better and Green, eh? Listen in and cash out. That's what it's all about. Come on, let's make cash now. We always on spot and we cover all spots from the bottom to the top. Hey, shout out to Ethan, shout out to Wyatt, shout out to Penn. Welcome to our podcast, Better and Green.